I wanted to introduce very briefly our report. This is our third edition this year. So for the last 4 years, we've gone in and out trying to figure out what it is about DEI in the legal world that presents such challenge to people that are passionate, committed, and maybe have the power. So this year we did it slightly differently. So we've asked in a survey leaders from the legal profession to tell us how they felt on the subject. And I just want to say a very big thank you because a lot of you are in the room. 84% of you are doing this work voluntarily. You don't get paid to show up on this topic. It could be that that is, in fact, a problem. Most organizations now, 71%, apparently have a strategy. Now, in any business, in any organization that wants to achieve anything, a strategy requires budget, team, resource, you name it. But it doesn't get run by a bunch of volunteers, 84% of the leaders in charge. So I just want you to, I just want you to read the rest of the report. I want you to remember that your efforts have been noted, and we will continue to track that. But I think to me that's a really stark finding that you are leaders in positions of power, authority, influence, one or all three of them, and yet with your volunteering time, we will never get there. That's just not enough. Of the findings, we hear that only about 2 or 3 people in teams get involved in DEI. Again, how can you create transformation? How can you get to a different destination if that's the level of engagement? So we have some deep-rooted issues, I think, by asking leaders how they felt. And I can tell you another thing. They felt unsupported from the top and from the bottom. So if the CEO owns DEI and change, they don't feel that that filters down. So here we are, a bunch of legal leaders sandwiched between the top execs and the junior ranks, trying to do our best in our own time. Of course, we don't succeed. That is the recipe to fail. So I hope you will take our words. You will trust that we researched as best as we could. Maybe haven't put all the points correctly around the organization's position in the world. But I do think it teaches you a few ideas about how you can create a change, some recommendations of actionable change. And also this year, we put 12 leaders in it that have asked themselves, what does it mean to be an inclusive leader? Which, when I interviewed them, they often reflected after our interviews and they said, I thought it was an easy question. But now I ask myself, what makes an inclusive leader? And now I had to think through, it's such a hard question to answer. So anyway, we do have some words that I hope you sleep with and you wake up and you will create action. Obviously, this event is a combination of many types of work that I do. So as you know, I'm very committed to change for women in the legal profession. Obviously, we have a lot of intersectional challenges. But these, to me, returners to the legal profession are the invisible change that is the most stubborn change we cannot produce. And I say that having worked in my business, trying to produce returner opportunities for moms or elderly workers or anybody who disconnected from the legal profession for any duration that is more than 6 weeks. And it is a very hard thing to do. And so in your work as leaders, I wanted to always think about the corners where it's dark and you don't see what's going on there. And look who is in it. Very often we find that's where a mother sits who wants to come back to work and nobody will help her. I've made it my life's work that people that choose to take time out or have to take out time out or they have any challenge that requires them to be out of the workplace will never be locked out of our profession. It is only just that we do them justice. We are lawyers, we should care. So if there's one call to action today, if any one of you sees anybody that is struggling to return, you know where to find us. But just from a stats point of view, we have been running this year a mentorship scheme, which is quite a program that's very involved. And of the people who started at the beginning of the year, 70% are now in work. So 18 people with commitment. And of course, I should say more than half of them because of Obelisk. So thank you to the team for making sure that we never give up on people that lie in a corner hiding in darkness, because leadership is about light. And at the end of the day and tonight, what I want you to do is two things: have fun, meet lots of people, because every single one of you, in connection with all of you, can produce change. And we've heard great ideas about leadership, great ideas about what legal leaders can do, what inclusivity means. But at the end of the day, it's about leadership and standing up and be counted, wanting the responsibility for change, wanting the accountability, being measured, because we know that's what counts. And do it with humility, do it with courage. But really, tonight, it's about creating that connection between leaders in the sector that really can produce the change. And that's why we brought you here today, to make sure we have the network effect and the flywheel and whatever other strategic language you can use for producing bigger results than being isolated from one another when we care about the same thing. So I guess I want to end with one word: giant. How about tonight you all walk away being that bit of a giant, that bit bigger, I guess, a little bit of a bigger giant than you were when you came in, I guess. And yeah, stand tall, be counted, and do help us make change. I think we all want it. Thank you.